Womanizer, you're a womanizer, baby. Now that I got your attention, let's talk about Sebastian Stan's character of Lance Tucker in The Bronze. And I'm only going to be touching on that one scene based on how it relates to his character. I'm just telling you that right now. Alright. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this series in the first place is because I saw people on TikTok simping over Charles and Lance Tucker. And I was going, no. That was my first instinctual reaction. And let me tell you why. I watched The Bronze like 2 weeks ago, so my memory might be a little foggy on some of the details. But what I remembered from it, excuse me, sometimes I stutter. What I remember from it, the first thing that I saw when Sebastian Stan walked on screen, my empathic self was like, he is giving off egotistical jock energy. How? I only know Sebastian Stan from interviews and other things he's done as an actor, and I'm like, he's not like that. Where did that come from? And I knew right away, I was like, I'm going to hate this character. I really am. And literally everything he did throughout the movie proved that I was going to hate this character. He pretty much sets out to make himself the hero. When he sees Maggie not doing well, he tries to get Hope to stop being her coach. And he's trying to play it off like he's the good guy, like he cares about Maggie. But all he really cares about is being the hero again. And you see that throughout. Like, he continually gaslights and tries to manipulate the main character of Hope over and over and over again, pretty much downgrading her, like making her feel like she's not worthy of coaching Maggie. And he does it over and over and over and over again through the movie. I think one of the prime examples is when Maggie's actually doing well. He's saying it's like, well, she can't be on the team if I don't coach her. Pretty much insinuating that, yeah, Hope is not good enough to coach Maggie. But Maggie and Hope continue to work together, and they do great. And it comes to the point where it's like Tucker sees how happy Hope is, like that she has a purpose now, and he hates it because he always appreciated it when she was like on the feeling down on herself and on the bottom rung, and he will do anything to get her back there. And I'll explain why in a minute. And you see this going through. It's like, again, he keeps trying to manipulate her. He keeps trying to gaslight her, trying to make her feel like she's not worthy. And then we get this moment where he starts flirting with her. And you think, oh, well, maybe he's authentically trying to be the good guy. He knows she has a boyfriend. And this is just literally one of the final ways he's trying to manipulate her and pull her down. Because essentially, he gets her to cheat on her boyfriend with him. And it's still all about him. If you watch that one scene, it is all about him. It is all about what he can do, and what they can do together. And because of that, it's like he ruins the relationship that she had with her boyfriend. And it's crazy. And then he decides at the competition, when she is emotionally vulnerable, to put the final nail in the manipulation coffin by pretty much confirming everything that he's been gaslighting her about. Like, his whole point was he was trying to say, you're not good enough. You're not good enough to be her coach. You should have stayed where you were. Because he hasn't gotten over this mindset that, okay, she was hurt and she did the best she could and she got bronze. And because she was hurt and she was underdog, everybody was talking about it. He got gold and silver by, as he likes to say, this continuation of excellence that he had. And he can't let it go because she did something and persevered. His accomplishment was overlooked. And he's doing everything he can to gain that accomplishment back, to be the hero again, to be able to be the hero for everybody that he sees, because he can't get over because he thought he was robbed. And until he gets out of that mindset, he's not going to change. He's even so egotistical that he literally says to her, it's like, I'm the god of gymnastics. It's trying to whittle down any confidence that she has left. And honestly, I think the best part of that movie is literally when Hope has the chance to pretty much do what Tucker did to Maggie. Hope is feeling crummy about herself again. And she made a major mistake in being with Tucker. And now she's looking at Maggie going, it's like, this girl has the chance to take everything away from me of being the hometown hero, like what I did with Lance. And she considers it for a minute, but then she decides to do the opposite of what Lance does, and she turns the other cheek. And lets Maggie be the champion that she knows she can be. There's also some other things that Lance's character did that gave me vibes. And at first I thought I was a little crazy because like when I first saw the way he looked at Maggie, I thought he looks like he's sexualizing her in his mind. And I wasn't sure if I was misreading it or something else. But then there were other things that started making me think maybe I wasn't crazy, because I was like, the way he massaged one of the other girls on his team just looked sketchy to me. And then the way he hugged her too, and the way he was constantly looking at Maggie like he was jealous. And then the movie pretty much all but confirms it when Maggie leaves Hope to go work with Lance, who's a champion, and he's like all proud of himself and everything. But then at the end you find out that Maggie actually gets pregnant with Lance's baby, which was like confirmed all of my suspicions and stuff, that this man is an egotistical jerk. He only thinks of himself, and because he's so trapped in this mindset that he was robbed of something, he's never going to change unless he gets out of that mindset. And that's not something anybody can do for him. And this is what I mean when I say Sebastian Stan plays very complex and very real characters. I nearly dated someone like Lance Tucker, and I saw the red flags. My friends helped me see the red flags, and I got the heck out of there. And so I just want to say, it's like, it's one of the things, it's like, if you can appreciate the actor for what they do more than just like their appearance, it's so much more of an amazing experience when you're watching through. Like I said, he walked on and I was going, I'm going to hate this character. I knew the second he walked on screen. And I personally love Sebastian Stan. So me looking at it and going, it's like, oh gosh, I'm going to hate this character so much. It's an amazing show of his acting. Like, if you can take an actor I love and turn them into somebody that I can despise for an hour and a half to 2 hours, the actor's doing an amazing job. And Sebastian Stan definitely did that in this movie, and I was like, props to him for that. And I think, honestly, one of the other reasons I wanted to make this is because I felt like what was happening with Sebastian Stan was the opposite of what was happening with Wyatt Russell. Because for those of you who didn't know, some of the internet wanted to hate Wyatt Russell as a person because of who he played as John Walker. But like, it seems like with TikTok and other things that people aren't looking fully into the characters of Sebastian Stan that he's playing, and just loving it because it's like, oh, it's Sebastian Stan playing it. And it's like, no, you literally have to watch and look at the characters, because Lance and Charles, in my opinion, are like two warning characters. Like, he has two characters to me that specifically are like, these are warning signs. Stay away from these men. And yeah, Lance is definitely one of them. Because here's the thing, if he can gaslight and manipulate Hope the way that he does in the movie, what's to say he wasn't going to do the same thing to Maggie? What's to say he's not going to do the same thing or worse to anybody who comes in contact with him until he decides enough is enough and it's time for me to deal with my own issues? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Lance. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. Have been join me. Again, I'm Shark Girl 15 or Sharky, and I do cosplays. I'm an amateur writer, and I think too much about nerdy things. That's what I do. And so if you enjoyed it, come join me later. Thanks. Have a good day.